50, 45, there goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of The Dream Wager, episode 639. Today is Friday, March 13th, 2026. Thank you guys for checking in with us today on Friday afternoon, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. Kid, how we doing today? Friday the 13th. Anything happen to you today?
2 months back to back we have it. Like I said, we would have it every month if we did my calendar setup. But, you know, it's go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go. Bleeding orange and blue. Got
as
the
always.
Hood. Bro, Mello, legend. I think that him and RJ or J.R. Smith might be Elvis's favorite players, like, of all time.
Oh, regardless of them being Knicks or not.
Yeah.
From the Nuggets to, you know,
to New York. But yeah, we got a great episode. We got some NFL news. We'll talk WBC. We're on to the quarterfinals, and we got WBC picks. We got the quarterfinals today and tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Semi-Sunday, and then I think the main the final is like Tuesday night. So we'll talk about it. Everything we got conference tournament. Our beloved Miami of Ohio lost. We were talking about it, so we'll get into that. And then a short 2-game NHL slate. I was at the Devils game last night. Cool, but it was bad, bro. We lost to Calgary. Not probably going to make the playoffs. They were leaving early. There were 5
we fell behind.
Chance.
We fell behind early, and they tried to bring it back, but it's just a little too late.
Yeah, 100%. And, it was nice to see Jack Hughes score again. He's been on fire since coming back from the Olympics as well. So it was good to see Jack score.
When he's healthy, he's a top 5 player in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Goal scoring.
Yeah, goal scoring is ridiculous. But catch-up hockey, a wise man told me who follows the hockey, catch-up hockey is losing hockey.
Yeah.
You just can't. You can't play the game like that.
Can't be playing behind your blue line all game.
No. Kid, let's start in the NFL. NFL is king. We are almost about a month away from the NFL draft. I cannot wait for that, but we got some news. I know Elvis was on Wednesday with me, and he said, wild card, Pittsburgh Steelers are going to sign Kyler Murray. But no, he signs just one day on the market. He signs with Minnesota.
Wow.
He already is owed $36.8 million from Arizona, but he just gets the 1-year deal with the Vikings, veteran minimum. And I think this is going to be a great move for him. And if it's not so much, it's not so much a bet on him, because I don't like betting win totals, like future win totals, this early on, but it's at 8.5 right now. I'm on the over, and I think it's a bet on Kevin O'Connell and this system. You saw Daniel Jones go there. You saw Sam Darnold go there. He is going to elevate Kyler Murray, and I think this is a great landing spot for him. What are your thoughts on Kyler Murray going to Minnesota?
Exactly that, and it's a bet on himself, because he's going to be going into camp in a competition. It's not given to him that starting job. But with that, if he does win the starting job, it's just, helping the organization now, helping to maybe see which direction they want to go into, because they can say, you know what, he actually proved that he's a better quarterback than JJ McCarthy, and that's where we should go, and maybe look forward to re-signing him. But also could maybe build JJ McCarthy up, seeing the different quarterbacks come in and how they may win. Like, especially like, hey, if Kyler does take that starting job and they do hit the over win total, you're probably going to see KOC want to sign him back, and you're going to want to see JJ McCarthy develop behind him a little bit more. It's not a knock on JJ McCarthy 9 or anything like that, but I think maybe, you look at the team he had in Michigan, he had a lot of support behind him. And not that the Vikings are bad by any stretch of the imagination. I think they're a really good team, both defensively and especially on the offensive side of the ball. Look who he's got the ability to pass to. Jay Jettis right there, if not top 3 wide receiver in the league. So I do think Kyler Murray has a good chance to win it. I think he's betting on himself with that chance rather than unfortunately, going to the Jets or something where he could basically be handed the starting job, learn under KOC as other quarterbacks have, and, not only develop himself, but I feel like he put a hand out and develop JJ as well. It's not his job, but he'll do it.
100%. And KOC already did come out and say, you know what, he will be competing for the starting job. It's not just going to be given to him.
No.
I agree. I do think he does beat out. And I'm a big JJ fan. I think the kid will one day be a starting quarterback in the NFL. We'll see. But maybe this is good for him. Maybe bringing a little chip on his shoulder. Competition is always good. Was it rising tides leads all boats?
Yeah. Lifts us. Yeah, raises all boats. You're right.
And it's a bet on Kevin O'Connell and how he could develop quarterbacks. And I also believe in Brian Flores, with the DC as well.
Yeah.
So I think they're good. They got Justin Jefferson, they got Jordan Addison as well. Great 1-2 punch. You got a tight end in Tyler TJ Hawkinson. You got to bring back Aaron Jones. I think this is a good restart button for
it's something they needed to as the Vikings, because I think, unfortunately, as we said, it's not a knock on JJ McCarthy. I think it's been rushed a little bit. Just his leadership ability stood out. Maybe not the talent and the skills right now. Maybe he has to develop in his body a little bit more. But you look at that division and it's going to be competitive. So you need to go with your best option. That's where, the meritocracy is going to win. Who's going to win out in training camp? Who's going to win out as we get before preseason?
Yeah, and if it does, it's only a 1-year deal, and if it doesn't work, you could always kick the can and be like, all right, we got JJ. We drafted him at 10th overall.
This whole joke about Kyler Murray maybe going back to baseball, I think it's done. He's not going to baseball. He is a quarterback in the NFL, and I see if this doesn't work out in the 1-year deal, he's going to get a job elsewhere. I still think there's a market out for Kyler Murray even after this, even if they don't hit the win total. I still feel like
I just think with the experience he has in the NFL, this is a good landing spot for both parties. And now the NFC North, 3 number 1 draft quarterbacks: Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, and now Kyler Murray.
Wow,
crazy stat. I saw that the other day, and I was
who arguably could be the best QB? Jordan Love.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not. You and Elvis are.
No, I said arguable. I like Caleb Williams personally.
I think Caleb Williams has a high ceiling.
I think the fact the off kilter throws, like, you can't teach that. Like, for him to improvise and do what he does, I think that's something special. Sometimes you'd wish Caleb could hit the check downs a little bit more, like the give me's, that he would just hit it. Maybe that's the only knock you could say, but I personally would rank Caleb up there. But as those 3 are all number 1 picks, man, Jordy Love could have a chip on his shoulder. Yeah,
100%. And surprising move here today in Nashville, Titans, they're releasing Pro Bowl cornerback L'Jarius Sneed, and that's going to save him $11.4 million against the cap. They just signed him to that big deal, I think, 2 years ago. But Bobby Salah coming in and cleaning fucking house and bringing a lot of ex-Jet players as well. So, they just traded for Solomon Thomas at the defensive line as well. But surprisingly, they cut.
Solomon Thomas is from San Fran, right?
Yeah, we went to the Jets when Bobby Salah. Then he went back to San Francisco. He's a Bobby Salah guy.
That's the type of guy that these coaches love to have. They're culture setters. Like, they may not be like, top echelon starting like players to be, I guess top 100 NFL, but at the end of the day, you need a culture change in that Titans locker room to cultivate Cam Ward. I think they're seeing a lot of potential with him having any support last year. Now you get a Bobby Salah who's going to be like, hey, look, run the offense. I got the defense. Because you don't have to worry no more. You really don't with Bobby Salah.
So, I thought that was a very interesting move. So we'll see who picks him up. There'll definitely be a market out for him. Maybe not as much money. But, okay, that was all the news I had for the NFL. Before we get into the WBC, I really wanted to kind of recap it first and go through the pool play. Yes. Pool A, surprisingly, I got this wrong. I picked Puerto Rico to come out, and even though they tied with Canada, Canada, they won the pool because they won the tiebreaker.
Yes. That's funny how it went down. And I think that was the same thing with C, not to jump ahead, but there was like a 3-way tie, wasn't there?
Well, there
And
was,
one,
yeah, three-way tie for second place, not first, but
oh,
yeah.
yes, but just how the differentials in the run scoring could make or break your making the tournament.
Yeah, and Panama 1-3, Colombia 1-3, and Cuba 2-2. I was a little surprised Cuba wasn't as competitive as I thought, but
You said it, the defense.
Yeah.
It wins championships on any sport, really.
So they all will be here in 3 years because they did win. The only 3 teams that have to requalify is Brazil, Czech Republic, and Nicaragua because they all went 0-4. If you win one game, you qualify for next WBC.
Wow.
Pool B, and I thought it's the story of the tournament so far. Italy 4-0, and to be honest, it hasn't been close. They're the hottest team right now. They're doing it with pitching. Management has been great, and my boy Vinny Pask, he's fucking phenomenal. He's on fire right now. The espresso machine. It's like, what's not to love about this team? They got USA 3-1. Real quick, I want to get your thoughts. Mark DeRosa, he's not a manager. I mean, he's an analyst that did just put there for him. My question is, he didn't understand the rules, and people are copping out and saying, "Oh, he knew." I truly believe he didn't know, and I think that's worrisome. If I'm being honest,
Mark DeRosa did what?
He thought after beating Mexico and they were up 3-0 in the tournament, it didn't matter the result for Italy. Meanwhile, they needed to win against Italy. They said, "Oh, we were in regardless." You didn't catch that?
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been the case because you
100%.
Yeah, and you lose again, then Mexico would have had the tiebreaker.
Well, even if Mexico lost, if they scored 5 runs against Italy, we were out.
That's what I was going to say. It would have come down to the run differential. Yet again, I mean, defense, the pitching, it weighs heavy. Not in the MLB, but when we come to representing the countries, it's weighing a lot. The pools, you don't make it, like you said, you don't make it out. You don't have a chance to even get into the tournament where one loss, you're out.
Yeah. Great Britain finished 4th, 1-3. Mexico 2-2. I was kind of surprised because they played us really well, and in kind of a do or die game, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday. And still, even if they lost and had an opportunity to advance, I'm very surprised they laid an egg like they did against Italy. Either they didn't come to play, or Italy just
I think Italy's
a wagon.
I think Italy's a wagon. And that, I told you guys, and I think I've posted about it, that watch out for Italy heading into the WBC. Now, I didn't pick them to win the pool, but I surely had them with the USA coming out of that pool.
And that was plus 300 for them to qualify for the quarterfinals. So that is a great call there. I want to see the tickets for people who took them to win the pool. That was a big one.
Yeah, awesome.
Pool C in Tokyo, Czech Republic 0-4. They finished 5th. Chinese Type A or Taiwan, whatever, 2-2, 500. Australia. I thought that was they were great. Yeah, I thought that was the most interesting.
Yeah, Australia was very interesting.
Korea, obviously South Korea, 2-2 as well, and then Japan 4-0. There was no doubt there. I did get the exacto correct at plus 135. Japan first, Korea second, but it was a sweat. Australia definitely could have made it into the quarterfinals, but again, we go down to the run differential here. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Pool C?
I just think they play very close to the chest like a Japan team would. Like, they're very fundamentally sound. They know how to pitch around guys, and that's why they moved on, because they kept these games close. And not to look too much ahead, but DR's got to be on notice here. The Korea team is not to be slept on.
I'll say this. They have experience in this tournament, and they have played spoilers here. So I would agree. The game starts in about a little less than an hour, about 45 minutes. We'll get to it. But and then Pool D, I got this one right. Another exacto. DR first, Venezuela second. You get that at minus 110. I thought, even though you had to lay 10 cents, I didn't mind it there. Israel 2-2. I thought they were very competitive. Netherlands 1-3. Shout out Andrew Jones getting the first win for the WBC for the Netherlands.
Well, so they pull a lot of talent from Curacao. So, I mean, it's only right. I always see Curacao doing work in the Little League World Series.
Yeah, and then Nicaragua 0-4, so they will have to requalify.
I just don't think they're slowly getting into the sport now. There's a couple of those countries that will get there. The amount of talent that they have within their country, I think it's just about learning the sport and having years under it. It's taken years for Japan to be the threat that they are. Remember, it was not their original sport, but they adopted it and they might be the best at it. So it's going to take time for these countries to really pick it up.
And then lastly, before we get to the WBC and our plays, Miami of Ohio does lose to UMass in the first or in the quarterfinals, of their tournament. Sucks. I still think they're in. Joe Lenardi and I think KenPom have them as an 11 seed right now, so they should be in. We'll see on Sunday, but you don't think how do you not put in an undefeated regular season team in the tournament, right?
I mean, it's just a slap in the face if they do that. It would be a joke. What would be the whole regular season? I think that's been a big topic of debate, is about what is the point of playing these regular seasons if they don't mean nothing. I believe that all the sports regular seasons should mean a lot. 100%. We award MVPs. We award, anything you can think of when it comes to historical matters. Like, you don't really go back and look at the statistics of what people did in the playoffs. You may look at championships, but when it comes down to all-time ranking statistics, you look about what these players did during the regular season. And I think the onus should be on that. The regular season is just as important as the playoffs.
100%. So, Kid, let's get into these picks, but before we do, shout out Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching the WBC, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, Kid, let's get to it. We'll start in the WBC because we got 2 games here tonight and then 2 games here Saturday, and then Sunday night is the semifinals, and we will all roads lead to the finals, I think, Tuesday night. So
where's it take place?
Miami, where the Marlins play.
I like it. Honestly, Miami with all the venues, great place to have finals or championships.
6:30 here, about 45 minutes to go. So, guys, catching it live, you guys will get our picks. Korea taking on the Dominican Republic. DR is the home team. 10-1 on the money line. 4.5. I think that is extremely, extremely high on the run line. -124. Total is 10.5. And right now, the pitching matchup is Hunrai Ryu going for Korea, and then Christopher Sanchez going for DR. Didn't have the best first start. I'll say that for Christopher Sanchez. But what do you like
shout out
here?
my boy Eric Gonzalez, the shortstop for the Dominican Republic. I think he's been there for the country time and time again, and I don't think he's really made an MLB start. I mean, he's been on teams and stuff, but I mean, he's doing an excellent job, and all his teammates are backing him there. But like I said with Korea, man, don't sleep on them. I feel like they played the game very much fundamentally sound. They know how to get outs. They know how to move base runners. They could play small ball. So, like you said, with the 4.5 runs they're getting, I mean, I would advise to take that. I think this is an under game. This is a close contested game. You look at the DR lineup and they're heavily stacked, and I do think they could win the game, but there's all chalk in that direction. So yeah, I could go with the DR winning outright, but there's just no value there. So I think maybe play the run line with Korea or the under if one of those lines pop, because I do think you're going to get like a 6-4. Is there over under? What's the?
Yeah, I told you the total's 10.5.
Yeah, I think that as the odds makers are very keen to notice how these games tend to play out, it's going to be a sweat, but you could see a total of 10 runs occurring. We'll still hit the under, and DR pulling out a 6-4 win. So, yeah, 4.5 runs for a Korea team, as good as they play, I would take it.
Yeah, so it's 50-50. I agree. You got to take the 4.5, and you're getting plus money with Korea as well. We've seen DR kind of not blow it because they still won, but we saw the bullpen kind of give up some runs the other night.
Not the lineup.
Venezuela.
It comes down to the pitching.
Yeah, exactly. But I love the over. I mean, we saw it the other night. I got the opening line at 9.5, but even at 10.5, DR has no problem putting up runs. All 4 games have gone over the total. They're averaging 10 runs in pool play right now, and they're going up against Korea. And I just think we see another high-scoring game. When Korea played Japan, another dominant offense, they gave up 8 runs. And that game went over as well. So I agree. I think we see both. We see like a 8-4 game.
Yeah, I'm saying that 10.5 line is going to be a run or two either way. Yeah. I would be far to not touch it. That's why I think what you said starting off with them getting 4.5, I think that's the smartest value pick.
Yeah, I actually love the over. That's probably one. I was on the MLB.
Where is it taking place?
This game, let me see.
Because I know if they were in DR,
no, they're in Miami.
Yeah, it would have been 100-0 DR.
Yeah. I mean, when Fernando Tatis had that bat flip the other day, oh my God, it was like and people are hating on and criticizing Julio Rodriguez of the Seattle Mariners because he had an interview and he said, "I love Seattle. I give them my all, but I would love to win a World Baseball Classic more than a World Series." And before you jump on me, I love that.
Yeah, because it's just like, think about it, how culturally proud. We grew up with a lot of different ethnicities all over the world, and we know what this sport means for them. For them to win outright and say they're better than Japan, Canada, United States, it's just a pride thing. And yeah, you owe it to the people who are paying you, the organizations that are doing so, but there's something with the passion. It's like no other with the players that we've played with and against that they have. And yeah, I could say that if the Dominican Republic wins, they can say we run baseball, and that's something that is a cultural pride.
I love it. I mean, this is why us as Americans root for America so much. And the Olympics, they're prideful. They're doing it for the town that they grew up, that they escaped, all the people at home watching them. I love it. I will never hate on a baseball player that's saying they want to win the World Baseball Classic more than a World Series. Can never hate on that.
That's what I was saying. It's not just a World Series atmosphere. It's like a World Cup atmosphere. Literally, when you get these nations.
Literally. So yeah, I love the over, but I do think Korea keeps it closer than this next one. Who USA? This game takes place at 8:00, and Canada is the home team. I think they're playing in Houston.
US competent throughout.
But. Yeah, they won. They won the pool, but they're both 4.5 the run line, minus 780 on the money line, plus 530 for Canada. Total is 9.5. I would lay the 4.5. Yeah. If you want to take a run line, this is the run line I would take if I'm being honest. But again, I don't want to lay minus 122, minus 125 on the run line. So I'm on another over. My total came out to 10.2. USA 3-1 towards the over in pool play. They're averaging 8.7 runs per game. And I know Canada's offense is obviously nowhere near to the roster of USA, but they're also capable of putting 3-4 runs up as well. And we've seen America's bullpen give up runs. 4 to Brazil, 3 to Mexico, 2 to Italy. Canada could definitely get a few runs out of this bullpen.
That's why I'm concerned with teams like United States and DR. If the lineup, as stacked as they are, doesn't produce, I think the pressure is on the pitching staff.
100%. Canada and Korea are playing with house money.
Absolutely.
They really are. So I see like a 7-3, 7-4 type game. Right now I'm looking on Twitter. Canada team are warming up in Canada hockey jerseys. Yeah, they're cooked. Did they not see the Olympics? They're cooked. Yeah, give me the over. That's my favorite play. But, like I said, run line for both of them are at 4.5. I'd be more inclined to lay it with USA.
Yeah, I would rather lay it with USA, and I'd rather take the runs that Korea's getting in that matchup.
So you're going to lay it with the United States?
I will lay it with the United States. I'm with you on that. All right.
Let's go to Saturday. This is the game. This is the best game.
This is the best game on the play. Yes.
Italy taking on Puerto Rico. Now, obviously, Puerto Rico, more experience. They have a history, culture-wise.
Right?
Short favorite, minus 118. You could get even money for Italy. I see minus 102 at the book I'm looking at right now. Total is 8.5.
So like 1.5.
I'll let you start. I think you're more Italian than I am. I'm only 30%, so I'll give it to you.
Well, what's the run line? It was like 1.5, right?
Yeah, 1.5 is for Puerto Rico at plus 144.
Man,
yeah.
I think I like Puerto Rico a lot. But aren't they missing some guys too? I'm pretty sure everyone who wanted to play
Lindor.
for Italy was healthy, available, and that was the thing. It was all hands on deck type of approach. Where with Puerto Rico, unfortunately, at this moment in time, I do feel like there's a little bit of the players playing their game. You're seeing a little more cumulative with like the Dominican Republic, with Venezuela, stringing together runs, but with PR, I think they've been relying on one of the pitchers going a little bit longer, not getting into the bullpen, and then having that one big hit to kind of take him over the top. Italy, you're getting the entire lineup producing. Vinny Pasquantino is on fire, and the pitching staff. I mean, I've been extremely impressed by the Italian pitching staff right here. Great coaching. I think as another team playing with house money, you got to take the dog here. They won the pool. They didn't lose a single game. I think they're out for blood this year. So I just like the espresso machine, like everything that they got going. Italy, I'm going to take as a slight dog.
Yeah, I mean, they're the hottest team. How do you go against Italy right now and get in front of, they're the hottest team in the tournament, and it hasn't been close. I know the box score reads 8-6 to the Americans, but that was late in the game. They were controlling the game most of it. You mentioned it. Pitching's been amazing. Yeah. Management's been good. And Vinny Pasquantino's been fucking on fire right now. So how do you not love the espresso machine? I was thinking about making my own.
Yeah.
Right now. So, I love Puerto Rico. I have a little Puerto Rican in me as well from my father's side. So it's a tale of two. How do I go against it right now? But I got to go with the hotter team. I got to go with the Italians right now. I think it's a close game. I think that's why you see the money line be as close as it is. And I think the total, I would actually lean under 8.5. If you look at Puerto Rico, all 4 games have gone under this number. They're doing it with their pitching. They have a good bullpen.
It's close games for PR. I like the under a little bit more.
Yeah.
But also I would have been a little bit higher on PR if they won their pool. Italy had USA in theirs and they won the pool.
But Puerto Rico, I just don't trust offensively right now. They have yet to score 6 runs in this tournament. If Italy jumps out to a 3-4-0 lead,
it could be over early.
It's over. Puerto Rico has not shown us that they could score.
That's what I mean. They're not stringing runs together. I'm seeing a lot of individual performances. As this is the World Baseball Classics, these teams are playing together as units. And if you're not going to, especially at this knockout stage, one and done, baby.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, give me Italy. I also like the under 8.5 as well.
I'm on the same on those two.
And then lastly, Saturday night, Japan taking on Venezuela. Japan minus 188 on the money line. It's a little shorter than I thought.
Who's the home team here?
Japan technically is the home team. Venezuela plus 155. Total is 7.5.
I like the over.
Yes, I agree.
I like Japan to win in a walk-off.
Wow, close game.
Yes, I think Venezuela is going to, as you said, Italy maybe pulling out early shuts the door behind PR, but Venezuela with their lineup pulling out early doesn't for Japan. They are very controlled, their emotions, very poised team. They have really good bullpen. So when it gets late into the game, Japan's going to throw out these arms that you haven't seen before. And I think they're starting to shut the lineup down. And then Japan starts stringing together hits. And before you know it, Japan's tied the game. And then it's the bottom of the 9th and Japan could walk it off. Who knows? It could be Ohtani again. I mean, he just does it all. But it really could be Murakami. It could be any of these guys. You've been seeing the Japanese lineup hitting the ball as well. So as much as Venezuela can hit the ball, I think Japan can as well. And so like I said, I like the over, but I will pick Japan winning it late. I'm going with a walk-off. I don't know if that's even a bet out there. If you could bet it.
I mean, shop around might be on like it offshore.
We've looked at a couple times, but.
I think this was the hardest game for me to handicap. I think both teams are extremely talented. Like I said earlier, I think we saw Venezuela take care of lesser teams, but even they had a little fight against them, against a dominant Dominican Republic club. So we really can't count them out, to your point. And Japan, yes, undefeated in pool play. They're extremely talented. But the games were more competitive than the box score, I think, indicated. Extra innings win against Korea. They barely won.
The Korean game, yep.
Australia played them well. And even though they beat Czech Republic 9-0, it was 0-0 going into the bottom of the 8th.
And Bro reached 5 scoreless. He had to go back to his electrical job on Monday.
Yeah, no, legend of the Czech Republic pitcher. So it was more competitive than I thought. I like the over. Both teams are 3-1 towards the over in pool play. I think that's worth mentioning. And I think what ultimately this game came down for me, no matter how close the game is, Japan finds ways to win.
Yes.
And Joe, we play baseball. That's an indication of a good ball club.
Those were the most annoying teams to play. There was teams that were more talented than us, and it may have blown us out of the water in some games. We're always competitive most, but it was those teams that lingered around.
And I knew they were the better team.
Yeah, or they trailed us a little bit, and then when it mattered, they would just take over and be like, bro, what? So those teams always were a thorn in our side.
And the one game that Venezuela was challenged in, they lost. So I like Japan here. I wouldn't lay it. I would sprinkle a little on the run line, -1.5. You could get that at +128. I don't mind that. I got to take the value play here. You can't take anything on the money line here unless you want to go with Venezuela at +155.
Yeah, or parlay the favorites or somehow.
But even then, you parlay Japan. You
Italy,
parlay United States and DR. It's only -109.
For a three-way, I mean, that's not the best, but I mean, better than if you're laying chalk on just a money line.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, those teams, man, playing it as smart, and that's the thing too. It's how smart they play. They know not to get too ahead of themselves and not fall too far behind.
100%. Kid, I cannot wait till we're only 30 minutes, so let's get in and get out. Earlier in the day, for college basketball, I was on Ohio State +13 against Michigan, and they only lost by 4, so we cashed an early play there.
So Michigan moved to the semis?
Yes, Michigan does move on to the semis. Right now, I have a live bet on Vanderbilt moneyline against Tennessee. They're up 7 with 8 minutes to play. And then later in the night, Arizona taking on Iowa State. I laid the 4 with the Wildcats. I just think they're a fucking wagon right now.
Yeah, and look at that matchup they had earlier. They blew them out. And
I just don't trust Iowa State. They are not a good free throw team. So if it does come down to being a close, I don't trust the Cyclones at home.
I got it at 3.5 for Zona.
Okay, so cool. Yeah, we're on the same page there. And then late 11:30 at night, Hawaii laying 3.5 against Cal State Fullerton.
I'm rooting for Seton Hall against the Johnnies. I think that's going on right now, isn't it?
Let me see.
I picked them last time they matched up during the season, and
I can't see
Big East. Yeah, I think they fell short, but I'm rooting for the Pirates of Jersey City, man. I'm hoping they get an upset win against the Johnnies.
Anything else here for you tonight?
Man, I backed Miami a little while ago, but in the tournament, the ACC tournament, I do think UVA is going to be the better team out there, so I'd lay the 2.5. And then I'm getting really frisky looking at the other ones because I'm just -15.5 with UConn. It's a toss up at that kind of spread, but I would lay it with UConn, and the same with Duke. I mean, just two better balls.
Oh, for tomorrow.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, so it's just no, these are tonight, aren't they? These are all happening tonight. I got all these semifinals tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
And then Houston again. I just can't trust Kansas as much as they burnt me that one time. We all as a unit picked against them. They wound up winning that one, but I'm gonna go with Houston to get to the finals of the Big 12.
What do you like for Saturday? There's only a few games up.
Did they announce most? So that's what I was looking. I didn't.
No,
see
only a few games. So tomorrow we have Cornell, Yale, Vermont, UMBC, Wisconsin, Michigan, Dayton, St. Louis, Harvard, Pennsylvania, and Charlotte, South Florida. I'll lead it all.
St. Louis, Dayton game's gonna be good.
Yeah, it should be a good game. I'm gonna lay the 3.5 with Yale. I'm not a big Red Bear fan here in Cornell. I think the line is a little favorable. I thought they were gonna be 5-6 point favorites.
We would have attended Cornell, but we're gonna root for Yale. Connecticut.
I actually, if I had a chance to go to a Ivy League, can you guess which one I would have picked?
Dartmouth.
You are fucking money, baby. Dartmouth. New Hampshire.
Not many people know that these low-key Ivy League schools, bro. Dartmouth is a great one.
Oh my God. And
can't believe that. How real.
And all of them in the Northeast.
Yep.
I gotta love it. Yeah, those are the only two I liked. Yale, I'll lay the 3.5. I like UMBC. I didn't want to lay it on the money line -132. I lay them 1.5, but Vermont's a hell of a team. They shoot the three really well. So that's what I like. And then Harvard, You
have a couple systems working on how you're like scoring the lines, like how you were mentioning where you kind of came up to the conclusion that the run line might have gotten to 10 runs with USA.
Oh yeah, so like no free shout outs, but there's a website Rhythm that you could build your own model, And it's everything that you factor. If you factor free throws, if you factor fast-paced defensive rebounding,
maybe fouls, however.
Fouls, exactly. You shift your model in which category you think is more valuable. And that's what I did in baseball and college basketball. So if I say like, oh, my model gave me this 10.6 runs, that's what my model is spitting out. So that's what I do. I love it for baseball. I think it's very very profitable.
I was gonna say, hey,
me.
if you were all on the fouls, I mean, you would have predicted Bam getting 83. So
that's why I'm not the NBA guru, because I did not do this.
We miss our boy E. Where he at?
Yeah. But yeah, anything real quick for Saturday that you
no,
like?
I didn't see. That's the thing. I didn't get too much of the drop on them. I'm glad you went through most of them. But I'm just looking to see what's going to happen with the rest of the quarterfinals and the semis tonight. So maybe I'll get something out there posted, and then we can just go from there.
All right. Sounds good. And then, yeah, we'll be on Sunday, all three of us.
Yes, sir.
And we will be filling out our fucking brackets.
Let's
Cannot wait.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Like I said, only 2 games here in the NHL tonight. Huge slate for Saturday, but Kings, Islanders, and then Oilers and the Blues. I got picks in both of them real quick.
Yeah.
I'll start with the Kings and Islanders. Give me the over 5.5. I love it. Since DJ Smith took over as head coach from Jim Miller, the Kings, they just spread the ice out. They play a wide open game. And I know it was a 2-1 loss on Tuesday to Boston, I think. Outside of that, though, all 4 King games have had a combined 6 or more goals.
Yeah.
5-3 win over the Islanders.
That UBS, right? On the island?
Yes, exactly. And so 7 of the Blues' last 9 games have combined 6 or more goals. So, yeah, give me the over 5.5. And, yeah, like the Blues I just mentioned, I like the over as well. The Blues in St. Louis, 14 of the last 15 Edmonton games have had a combined 7 or more goals. It's just over machines. I'm going to keep riding it.
I mean, is it at 6.5 now, though?
Yeah, I like it still.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I do not knock that. I took the Blues on the money line here. I'm just seeing a trend where the Oilers slip up in these spots. They've been on the road, I think, right? And then they're coming over here. They were just in Dallas, would have just got destroyed. So, man, I'm high on the Stars this year, and I think that's a tough loss. You know, you beat 2 teams out west. You beat the Golden Knights. You beat Avalanche, but then you get smacked around by the Stars, and you're still on the road. You got to go east. I mean, I'm going to take in a slip-up spot, the Blues on the dog price can win. So plus 124 for the Blues tonight.
You were also saying you had some for Saturday. What do you like here for Saturday?
Man, I've been hitting with the Canes, bro. You know, I normally like back the Lightning, and I normally hit with them, but man, I think the Canes are live here. Plus 114. I'll take them on the road tomorrow. And like I said, tale of 2 different teams in their trajectory heading into the playoffs. You got the Red Wings, who we thought were going to be, a threat, but man, in the last 5, they can't find a win, right? They have like 1 win in their last 5, and it barely got away with that one. It might have been overtime or a shootout win. Stars, on the other hand, I mean, they look great. Like I said, just getting that victory over those Oilers here recently. I'm going to go with the trajectory of these 2 teams heading into the playoffs, that the Stars are that much better. And I'm pretty sure the Red Wings beat them their last time out, and it was like an overtime game as well. It was like a 5-4 win for the Red Wings, overtime win. Stars going to be looking for revenge here. I'm going to lay the puck line. I'm going to pick the Stars minus 1.5 at plus 154.
Did you see Mikel Celebrini's goal yesterday?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
Holy shit, bro. Goal of the year. He broke away. He's 19. He's incredible. He broke away, and I think it was like a deflection. And while he's getting pushed in the air, he taps it like a baseball in. I'm not doing it justice, you got to watch the video, but it's insane.
Please send it to me.
Yeah, I'll find it and I'll send it to you on Twitter. But yeah, it was fucking insane.
I miss the old Sports Center where the top 10. You wake up the morning before school and they just right there. Yeah, Saturday's game slate is fucking loaded.
Yeah, I lean Utah minus 152. I know Kings are going to be on a back-to-back and then have to travel all the way. It's not too far from Long Island to New Jersey, but maybe. I like Minnesota.
Around.
Yeah, Minnesota maybe minus 1.5 against the Rangers.
You like the Wild this year?
I got an 8-1 ticket for them to come out of the West, so I am heavily financially invested
over those Stars.
Yep.
How about that?
Yeah, we'll see. Stars are they're a wagon.
They're a wagon right now.
Kid, that's gonna do it. We'll be back Sunday. Like I said, we'll be filling out our bracket for Selection Sunday, and then we'll talk a little WBC. We got the semifinals and then the finals coming up as well. So stay locked in. Good luck this week on all your plays, and we will see you guys on Sunday. Peace.